Hi, I'm John Keane. I'm a pharmacist in Market Point Pharmacy.
And I'm Robert Keane, and I'm a pharmacist at Green Road Pharmacy.
We understand that a lot of our patients have a lot of questions about generic medication and what actually generic medication is. So myself and Rob have decided to go through some questions to see if it helps hopefully you understand what generic medications are a little bit better. So I'm going to put Rob, as he's my younger brother, in the hot seat, and I'm going to fire some questions at him, and hopefully we can help you understand generic medicines a little better. Is that all right with you, Rob?
It's absolutely fine.
Okay. Rob, can you tell me, I suppose firstly, what is a generic medicine?
A generic medicine is a medication that is similar to a branded medication, and it has been made to the same specification, same strength as that branded product.
Okay. So how do generic medicines, how do they become available?
Generic medications become available once a branded product comes off patent. A drug company has a patency of a medication for up to 10 years. At that point then they lose patency, and every other drug company has the right to make that medication to the same specifications as that initial branded product.
Okay. So we're hearing a lot more about generics recently. Why do the government want us to use generics?
One of two reasons why the government wants us to use generics. One is generic medication is cheaper. It saves money for the government. So from the drugs budget, it actually brings it down. The second reason why they want us to use it is for the patients themselves. As it being cheaper, it saves money for the patient. When a branded product comes off patent, generics then take over the market, and they generally can bring the price of the medication down as much as 40 to 60% within a given year.
Okay. So we know obviously what branded medicines are. Now we have a better idea what generic medicines are. How are generic medicines and branded medicines similar?
They're identical. They sometimes can alter a little bit in terms of maybe some of the excipients. Excipient is something like an ingredient that's used to make up the tablet, but on the whole they will still provide the same clinical effect. The Irish Medicines Board, or the IMB as we know it, is one of the best in the world at governing the actual purity and accuracy of generic medication. So obviously they have everything standardised to the exact amount as a branded product, otherwise it wouldn't get the IMB seal of approval.
Okay, so what you're saying there basically is that a generic medicine contains the same active ingredient, it contains the ingredient at the same strength as the branded medicine, and that it's used obviously to treat the same disease or condition as the original medicine.
Absolutely. Only in certain circumstances is there that you cannot interchange between medication, and generally pharmacists are very aware of these. Some of these would be 24-hour release preparations for blood pressure and possibly certain mood stabilisers, but at every instant pharmacists will be aware of them, and they wouldn't and absolutely no way change the branded medication without the actual advice of the prescriber. Okay,
so we spoke about how the generic medicines are similar to branded medicines. Obviously there are some differences between generic medicines and the branded ones. Can you tell me a bit about how they're different?
Generally the main difference is the actual
different colours and
the strengths. If you have a branded medication and a switch to a generic medication, generally the pharmacist should go through that switch with you and explain what the difference is. Generally, the only difference when it comes to actually the clinical effect of what that drug is meant to do, there will be absolutely no difference. The only difference is actually possibly the shape of the tablet might be different, the colour of the tablet might be different, and there might be a different marking on the tablet. But if you're unsure at every circumstance, contact us, either Market Point or Green Road, and we'll go through it with you.
Okay, I think another thing that's important to note as well, Robert, is that the boxes will be different as well.
Absolutely, the boxes will be different, but hopefully we will have every opportunity to go through that with you, because we would not like to give you something that you haven't had before without actually going through it with you.
Okay, and I think as well it's important to say that none of these differences affect the way the medicine works at
Absolutely.
all as well. Okay.
Absolutely.
So finally, Rob, are generic medicines safe and effective?
Yes, they are. If they weren't safe and effective, this bill wouldn't have been passed by the government, and we wouldn't be getting behind it. I do believe in generic medications. I believe it would save money for both the patient and the state, while it's also giving the same response. You have to remember as well, in different countries like the UK, where there's generally 95% of all of the medication dispensed is generic, and for a market so big like that, they wouldn't be doing that if it wasn't safe. I also believe that obviously us as pharmacists have a huge role to play to help everyone with that, but I do believe that they are absolutely, it's very similar to it, yes.
I think finally as well it's important to say that all generics must be authorised by the regulator, which is the INB, so they must go through the same process that the branded medications.
Absolutely.
Okay, thanks Rob.
Thank you.